Hey guys, what's up? It's Jacob, and welcome back to a new series on my channel. This is going to be Braves Talk, so every Friday I'm going to post a video, and I'm going to be talking about how the Braves have done the past week, catching you up on everything that's happened, and just everything like that. And I will be playing MLB The Show 19 in the background, so I'll be mostly focused on talking, so don't judge my playing ability on how I do in this, because it may suck. So if you want to see me actually try to play the game really good, then check out one of my other videos, because I have a lot of them on my channel now. So to get things started, the Braves played 6 games last week, or in the past week, and they went 3-3. They got swept by the Phillies to start out, and they swept the Cubs. So they looked good against the Cubs, but they looked horrible against the Phillies, I'd say. I'd say I still can't really tell because they looked really good against the Cubs, but I can't tell if the Phillies are just going to be that good this year because the Phillies have looked really good, especially with their new lineup, or if the Braves just didn't play well against them. Because obviously our relief pitching went in there and our starting pitching didn't go that deep, so I don't know if we just, it's opening series and we struggled, or if the Phillies are just going to have a really good team this year and we're going to have to really compete. So looking at how some of the players performed this past week, Josh Donaldson's off to a slow start right now. He usually, which is odd for him, usually he gets really hot in the beginning of the year and he starts off really good. But right now he is currently batting 182 for the Braves. So we'll see how if he can get going. We need him to get going. He's our two-hitter. We need him to do good. I think he can be a key part of the team if he can get hot. So we'll see if he can turn that around. Freddie Freeman is batting 400 right now. He looked really good against the Phillies. He had a really hot series. Against the Cubs, he struggled a little, not struggled, but I mean, he wasn't as good as he was against the Phillies, but he still did really good. So, we're used to him. He usually has a really good year, and I think he's going to have another good year. Acuna surprisingly has had a very slow start to the year. He had a great spring training. He looked really good in spring training, really hot, and he was hitting tons of home runs. And this year, so far to start out the year, he is batting 152 with 1 home run. And don't get me wrong, I think he has had a few hits that have been taken away from him. Because like last night against the Cubs, he hit one really hard to that looked like it was going to get to the outfield, and Chris Bryant just made a great play on him. So I feel like he's been taking away a few of his hits. So I think he definitely is better than he's been doing better than his average shows. But I still think he still could do a lot better. Like he can get hot. So we'll see if he can turn that around this upcoming week. Nick Markakis, he had a slow start against the Phillies, and then he got really hot against the Cubs. Last night he went 5 for 5 with 5 RBIs and I think 3 doubles. And he did really good last night. He looked really good against the Cubs. I hope he can continue to progress and keep that streak up. But we'll see how it goes for him. And then Enciarte. Enciarte right now is batting 182. And I don't know. He's looked good in some games. In other games, he looked really bad. Like, I think to start out the year, I think the very first game, he went like over 3 with 3 strikeouts or something like that. Like, he did not look good. Or he had like 3 strikeouts he took watching. So, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, because he's looked okay some games. He's looked bad other games. I don't know. But personally, Ozzy Albies is right now batting like 478. last night he was batting 500 until the game, and then he went like 2 for 5. So it did drop his average a bit, but he's looked so good to start out the year, and he's looked really hot. I feel like Ozzy should be our full-time leadoff personally, especially this year. You know, I understand why they didn't start out with it because he last year he didn't look that good against righties. His left-handed hitting wasn't as good as his right-handed hitting, but this year I think he's proven so far that he has progressed on that and has gotten a lot better and can be a switch hitter in the league. And I feel like he has earned the right to be our full-time leadoff, especially like right now. Like that may change if Ender heats up and Ozzy cools off, but I'd say definitely right now Ozzy should be our leadoff hitter full-time. Um, Swanson has been a really good surprise so far this year. I was hoping he would be good this year. He did give me, and I know my friends, a scare whenever he dove, and he looked like he hurt his wrist again. But luckily, he wasn't injured, and again, and he was a. I think it scared him more than anything than it was like actual like pain. You know, because anytime you come back from an injury, you have that fear that you're gonna re-injure it. But yeah, he's batting 353 right now, leads our team in home runs with 2, which I mean isn't a lot, but I mean he's he didn't hit that many last year and he's already got 2 to start out the year. And one of them was Oppo, so I feel like he's going to have a big year. I feel like Swanson's going to have a really good year and surprise a lot of people. Brian McCann's return, he's batting 250 right now. I have noticed some things from Brian McCann. He is in years past, he's been a pull hitter. I've noticed he's trying to go more oppo, or not necessarily oppo, but he's trying to, hit the pitch where it's thrown instead of trying to pull everything. And I think that's going to help him a lot this year, especially since he's getting older and able to run as fast. I feel like that's going to be a big part to like help him out and to let him have another good year. Right now, he is only batting 250, but I think he'll be able to pick that up because, like I said, I feel like people are going to have a shift on him, and he's going to be able to hit pitches down the line, third base line, and basically like an easy double. All right, and then on to our pitchers. I'd say the definitely best pitcher so far has been Max Fried, who last night pitched 6 innings and had 1 hit and got 5 Ks. He did really good last night. He had a perfect game through I think he lost it in the 6th actually. And he looked really good. He had a lively fastball yesterday up to 97. I know he's usually only up to 94, so that was good. Good to see him like be able to rear back and throw it. Of course his curveball looked really good. And I think Max Fried has a good chance to be one of our best pitchers this year so far. Teheran has pitched 2 games. He's 0-1 with 10 innings pitched and a 3.6 ERA. I think personally, I was happy to see Teheran. He looks like he's definitely been doing better this year so far, and I'm hoping he's going to have a better year. He, last year he struggled a lot, and he definitely looks better to start out the year for sure. He has 14 strikeouts, and so we'll see if he can continue to progress and to build on that. But I would like to see Teheran go deeper into games. He's only averaging 5 innings pitched right now. We'd like to see at least like 6 out of him, I'd say. At least 6, and hopefully more, of course. But I mean, it is early in the season. So we'll see if he can change that. Or like as the season goes on, if he can go deeper into games. And then Newcomb pitched 4 innings with 6 hits and 4 walks against the Cubs. He looked good against the Cubs, and the fact of he didn't allow any runs. But another, same with Newcomb. I'd love to see him go deeper in the game, pitch more than only 4 innings. Also, I'd love to see him still cut down on the walks because I feel like that's what's plagued him over the years, or like last year towards the end of the year. He would pitch great, but he gave up too many walks. And I feel like if he can cut down on walks, he could really have a big year and be a really good pitcher for us. And then, of course, Kyle Wright and Bryce Wilson both made their season debuts. They're both rookies this year. And I think they both struggled a bit against the Philly. But I mean, it was in Philadelphia. It was really cold, and it was, you know, I guess you could say the odds were against them going into it because, to pitch against a lineup that good to start out the year and you're a rookie, it could be difficult. And I feel like they're going to have to learn how to pitch in the league, of course. So I'd love to see how that progresses as they go on. So, since it's only the first week, there hasn't been really that much movement between the Braves and their minor leagues. The only thing so far is that AJ Minter was activated from the IL, and they sent Bryce Wilson down to AAA. So they actually decided between the two to keep Kyle Wright right now. Kyle Wright will pitch another game against the Marlins coming up, and if you look at the rotation, it does say undecided for their next, for like when he's supposed to start next. So I think they're waiting to see how he does against the Marlins and decide if they want to have him start another game or if they think someone in AAA is doing better and pull them up. So I think that's going to be basically like an open spot right now. I think they think Kyle Wright did good enough to earn another one because of course he was pitching against a loaded Phillies. But I think that they do, if he struggles a little bit in this next start, I think that they will give someone else a shot. So we'll see how that goes. So, as you know, yesterday the minor leagues kicked off, last night actually. And so for a few of our top prospects, Ian Anderson pitched 4 innings. He gave up 3 hits, and he had 1 earned run. One of his 3 hits was a home run hit off him, and that was where the earned run came in. He looked really good. He had a lot of strikeouts, which you like to see. He is starting out the year on Mississippi Braves AA. So we'll see how he progresses this year. I'd love to see him pitch more innings than 4 to start out, though. But of course, it is only the first game, so we'll see how that goes. And then Folty pitched his rehab game yesterday in Gwinnett to start out the season. He had 5 innings and 0 hits, so he did really good. You like to see that. Hope he continues to do good, and I hope he is back with the Braves soon. Drew Waters had an amazing night to start out the year. He went 3 for 4 with a walk and a double, which you like to see. He's starting out the year on Mississippi as well. And Drew Waters is one of the ones that I'm excited to watch this year, and that I want to see how he does. And the other one I'm really excited to watch this year is Pache, who went 1 for 5 last night with a triple. He looked really good in spring training. Obviously, he didn't have the best night last night, but I think he'll be able to turn that around. I think he's going to get hot, and I'm excited to watch Drew Waters and Pache this year and see how they do. So next week we do have 7 games, or this upcoming week. We actually play it every single day. We do start it out with 3 games against the Marlins, and I think that we will sweep the Marlins. I think that should be a pretty easy sweep. The Marlins don't have that good of a team this year. I think the Braves have all the talent. If they can play their capability, I think it should be an easy sweep. Then we play a 3-game series against the Rockies. The Rockies haven't looked that good to start out the year to me. But, they still have a good team with solid players. So I would say we're probably going to go, hopefully at least we'll go 2-3 against them. And then we have 1 game against the Mets, and I do think we will lose that game to start out just because Syndergaard's on the mound. Syndergaard's looked good to start out the year to me. And it's early in the season. I don't think our hitters are really hot enough to the point of where we could hit Syndergaard that well. So overall, I think we'll do good against the Mets, but I would say if I had to guess now, I think we will lose the game against Syndergaard. So yeah, I hope that caught y'all up on everything with the Braves. I hope you enjoyed. Remember, I'll be dropping one of these every Friday, talking about the Braves, catching you up from the past week. So I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.